Pochettino, Arteta, who is the better manager? It is time for the super fan debate, and it's always a big one because it's Chelsea, a big London rivalry. Welcoming to the show on the Chelsea side.
Because you're saying hopefully we can get top five, not even four, but 5, and you spent £1 billion. You spent £1 billion. You should be saying hopefully
we should win the league.
Even you guys,
come on, they know.
You would agree that Ray and Ramsdale
wasn't they debating to take? We're 7 games into the Premier League.
Yeah, how can you
7 or
judge
8
him in
games,
that?
and we're gonna define this conversation based on that. Everything you've just named for Arteta, Pochettino's done at Southampton, and he's done at Tottenham.
And this is where it gets a bit spicy because I don't think we're going to win all 3. But I would make a case for having Mudryk in there.
Wow. Welcome back to AFTV. It is that time again. We've had, 3, 4 of these already in the season. It is time for the super fan debate, and it's always a big one because it's Chelsea, a big London rivalry. Welcoming to the show on the Chelsea side, we have Matisse and Sophie Rose.
Time to cook.
Time to cook. Time to cook.
What are you cooking?
I don't know.
And it's time to cook for the Lyle brothers. It's Robbie and Laurie.
Well done, babes.
And of course, your completely neutral host. I'm wearing grey. I've got no dog in this fight. I'm just here to keep the peace. Right. I'll tell you what, the Tottenham one, I couldn't help but get involved in some of those. But listen, we often do a who's going to win. And you have it out and, everyone comes to this chest. I think we need to mix it up a little bit. We had a good talk about this before. Who needs to win? Let's just flip it a little bit, because 2 teams that I didn't think we'd be saying will be on quite such opposite ends of the table, but on the up, a lot of pressure. Who needs this more? Still early in the season, but I don't think a Chelsea-Arsenal game will ever be without its consequences, its pressure, its jeopardy. So let's get into it. I'm going to obviously be a nice host and welcome, even though it is at the bridge, I'm going to welcome the Chelsea fans. Matisse, who needs this more? A win.
A win? I mean, it has to be Arsenal, because I think the margins for drop points is smaller for you guys in terms of the title race. For us, in a hopefully a Champions League race, I've seen Champions League races many a time. You can drop points all the time throughout the season. You can be amongst it as long as you go on a run. You guys with City, especially after beating them as well, you have an opportunity to really now make another statement. And your record against us is ridiculous. Let's be honest. 6 wins out of the last 7. So I think you guys, for what your objectives are and the pressure that you should put yourselves under, because you were in a title race last season, minimum you need to be in another one again. And to go that extra mile is to win a game like this again and
you're doing well so far.
Close.
Carry on.
Yeah, I think I'm making good points. No, I see sweat. Yeah, we got this one.
No, I'm listening. You're doing well. Carry on.
That's for me how I see it.
Yeah, Sophie, echo a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in a title race. That's the issue here, I think. So obviously I do believe we need the win to keep the morale up, to get the fans, sticking on the side of not only our manager but of the team itself. We are a brand new young team. But in terms of the title race, we are brand new. In terms of the don't be horrible already. I'm always very nice to you.
I'm being nice to you. I'm just laughing. Brand new.
No, but listen. I mean, in terms of the players on the pitch. Listen, you are in a title race. We are not. One game where you drop a few points could make the difference at the end of the season, because it's not like there's one clear winner at the minute. You've got City, you've got Spurs, although we obviously know they'll drop off. You've got Liverpool, creeping up as well. So it's not really, we don't need it in terms of winning the league. We need it as a morale boost.
Just to add as well, we have a little bit of an injury issue crisis.
No excuses.
You guys, fully fit squad, no injuries. Saka's back, Martinelli's back, Partey's back. I can't see any injuries for us. It's Reece James.
From what I'm hearing,
so many players out. It's
in between
awful.
the 4 of you, there's pressure here, and they've just shifted. They've just blown
Very
over here a little
cleverly,
bit.
they've done that.
Yeah.
Although, you know what, I would say I do agree with much of what they say. The pressure is more on Arsenal. We do need to win more.
I think you'll be more nervous.
Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, listen, you can't beat City 1 week and then, well, it's not the next week because we've had the international break, but the very next game, come a cropper to Chelsea. especially at Chelsea.
I might need to swap ends with you. I'm playing host, but I think they need it.
Yeah. You know what?
No, we need it more, I think.
Let him cook. Take that pressure.
No, the reason why I say that is because, like I said, we've beaten City. Great result. Blown the title race wide open. People are now viewing us as serious title contenders. You cannot have a situation whereby you beat City one game and then the very next game you come a cropper against a Chelsea, which, albeit they're playing better, a bit of a renaissance going on, but even so, you just can't lose to Chelsea. You can't.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I slightly disagree in that I think the pressure's more on you guys, right? I feel that, of course, there's a lot of pressure on us, like what you just saying, to keep the run going. When you're at the top, everyone expects you to. Our recent, like you said, record against Chelsea, especially at Stamford Bridge, it's been excellent. You know what I mean? But it's still Chelsea. It's still, you know what I mean? It's still a big game. It's still a London derby. You can still come a cropper against a team like Chelsea. And the expectations are all on us to win. But I feel that if you guys don't win this, hopes of a top four, even at this stage,
but we know we're not
going to get surely over, innit?
No, we know we're not going to get top four.
No,
Why, you think we're going to get top four?
Do we?
Matisse, don't be delusional. We're not getting top four this season.
Top five, fifth coefficient.
But even fifth. I mean, if you think of it right, if you think even, I know it's too early really to judge, but at the moment at the top you've got Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Right. That's 5 teams that are doing well at the moment.
Yeah.
5 teams that you look at and think, are they going to drop loads and loads of points?
Yes.
So you can't be miles off them. You can't be miles off them. And if you was to lose to us on the weekend, you're starting to become miles off. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, you're starting to be miles off that.
I hear that, but
I never said we were going to get top four anyway. I'm not delusional.
Do most Chelsea fans think you get top
5? Can we have a bit of hope? I mean, Sophie, the team.
Babe, come on now. I mean, top 5.
And also I feel that the pressure's a bit on because of the mess that you guys have put yourself in, the self-inflicted mess that I feel your owner.
Fine. Yeah, but we know that.
Your owner has put the club in a self-inflicted mess. You had a decent side that probably needed a few changes, probably needed to bring in a few world-class players in addition to some young players like what you've done. You strip back the whole of that and you just brought in all these young players.
You're just taking words out of my mouth.
They're unproven. You know, then it's not that they're not talented, they're talented, but they're unproven.
But isn't that reason as to
why... And basically thrown them all in and said, right, like, you know, you've got to go up against all these teams and get wins because we spent £1 billion on you. And I just think...
Is that not reason as to why there should be more pressure on you to beat us because of everything that you just stated?
No, but how can you spend £1 billion? How can you spend £1 billion and your expectations are that low?
My expectations aren't low. Her expectations are low. She's saying outside the top 5.
No, but even your expectations are low because you're saying hopefully we can get top 5. 5, not even 4.
Yeah, because
5, and you spent £1 billion. You spent £1 billion. You should be saying hopefully
we should win the league. Yeah, but
maybe all right. It depends. This year would probably be second, third, and then next year
it depends on who it depends who you spend the money on.
Exactly.
And as you just said, you spent it on a lot of unproven, or we've spent it on a lot of talent that has not accumulated a lot of game time for even experience. Cole Palmer, how many starts in the Premier League? Mudryk, how many starts? His first international goal there the other day. So it depends who you spend that money on. If we spent that money on seasoned pros who were like 26, 27, of course I'm saying we have to win the league. We have to be competing bare minimum. But when you talk about expectation, those are the reasons as to why the pressure's on you, because your team is settled. You do have everybody fit. Let's not forget Chelsea are going through an injury crisis. And it's only...
You said that already.
Yeah, and it's only
you already said that.
But you guys have got a fully...
Nobody had no sympathy with us, and we've had injuries. Even in the last game, we had injuries. We've had injuries all season.
I tell you the best...
Started the season, no Timber.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Out for the season.
Not 10 first team injuries.
Not 10 first team injuries. Right now, you got everybody fit bar Timber. If and when the combined 11's out, how many players are you going to put in? You're going to put in nearly the whole team. So how can my team be expected to beat your team?
But you spent £1 billion.
Yeah, but so then why is
but we don't know if that's going to pay off until 2-3 seasons down the road. Okay, fine. Arteta's first season in charge. Did you?
He won the FA Cup.
Okay, but that wasn't you. Did you have expectations to get top 4 that year?
No, but he didn't spend £1 billion.
No, but did you have the expectations
No,
as a fan?
but he spent £1 billion.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The money's.
Of course it matters.
No, it doesn't matter. The money's irrelevant. The money's irrelevant. That is a
If
long
it's
term.
£1 billion.
I'm not saying. You know that I am not a fan of this system or this project that he is trying to implement here. I'm with you on that. However, if it is going to work, we're not going to see it work in this season. So my expectations aren't low; they're just realistic. So I think 2-3 seasons down the road, 100%, and we've already just started to see the team gel together. We've got 3 wins.
Okay,
in a row.
let's forget about money. Let me say, let's forget about money for a second. Forget about money for
Pressure
a
is
second.
always going to be more on you than it is us because you are challenging for the league. If you lose this game. This is one of your bigger games. If you lose this game, you are dropping points that you can't afford to drop. We don't have that situation.
They are not going to judge Kai Havertz in his first full season. They're going to give him time.
True.
He's a 3-season Premier League pro who's got experience at this level. But all of our young under 23-year-olds must be judged this season
100%.
Immediately because they cost a lot of money. But their big summer signing won't be.
Let's
fair point.
Set aside money is important. Money is important, but let's set aside money for a second. You mentioned the word project.
Yeah.
And this is why I feel that the pressure is more on Arsenal. And by the way, I think we should embrace the pressure. I said a couple of weeks ago when we did the review for the City game, as Arsenal fans, we should now be embracing the challenge. So if you look at Chelsea's project, yes, they've spent £1 billion or whatever it is. They've got a new manager. They're a couple of months into their new project. We are ahead of that. We finished runners-up to City last season. We beat City a couple of weeks ago. Where we are now, we should be looking at Chelsea as a game that we must win.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't mean to say we are going to win.
And I'm with you on that.
So that's why I say we have to win.
But I'm saying also
forget about money. It's where you are in the terms of that.
I'm also saying
project.
pressure's on them. I mean, I know every Chelsea fan's trying to take pressures. They're talking like they're in the bottom 3. Talking like, you know what I mean?
11th may as well be.
Right.
No, we're not. It's just realistic. It's just realistic. You're challenging for the league.
I just
you
can't
have to
get my
win.
head around how you can spend £1 billion and your expectations are so low.
Because it's a project. The project he's trying to implement is not. It was never ever going to come together in one season. It's impossible for anybody to think that.
How many years
agree that £1 billion is?
Honestly, 2-3 seasons.
I think third season will be challenging for the title.
But do you two agree that £1 billion is a figure that far surpasses anything we've seen?
Yes.
Like Man United and City, they debate over having spent £1 billion over 10 years. We're talking one ownership who's been around a year and a half. Like, you're not going to be judged fairly. Like, I get what you're saying. It's going to take 2-3 years. You've invested in younger players. Mudryk maybe is an €100 million player now, but might be in 3 seasons. But the outside football world doesn't care. They're like,
I hear that.
I get it.
That's why I cap it off as a bare minimum of Champions League qualification, because we're not in Europe. We play 1 game a week. So regardless of whether the team's ready or not, that is the expectation for me, because we do need to do something significant this season. And I don't even think that's significant, because I don't celebrate Champions League football, but we need that bare minimum. And I don't agree that everyone's going to run away with the qualification, because they never do. I think Arsenal will not be in a conversation for whether they'll be in it, Man City, Liverpool, but Newcastle and Tottenham, especially Tottenham, they don't have the squad depth to be saying that they're going to run away with it. If they get a couple of injuries to Maddison, if Bassuma's suspended in a couple of weeks' time we play them, it's Skip and it's Lo Celso coming in. So we will be able to keep up as long as we pick up points along the way. And Arsenal at home is not going to be a definitive moment in the season in October for me.
I don't want to keep harking on about the $1 billion, yeah? It's a lot of money.
Yo, we need
I'm going to leave. I have to leave.
How many times does Robbie say $1 billion?
But you both just said that in 2 to 3 seasons you think you can win the league.
Yeah.
With this team.
Yep.
With this team that you've got now.
This is a very talented group of players.
Yes.
The league.
Yeah.
Without spending no more money, this team that you've got now, you've got a lot of players.
If they keep fit, they develop.
That team.
Yeah,
will win the league.
We just said yes 10 times. So you're not understanding our words.
Like Arsenal,
no chance.
When Arsenal started,
you're already talking about trying to buy more players now.
Who?
Chelsea.
Me? Who? What players?
I heard you've been linked even with Ramsdale. You've been linked with Ivan Toney.
Come on, man, I don't want that guy.
You've been linked with Ivan Toney. You've been linked with
well, I take Ivan Toney.
You speak to all the Chelsea fans. They say they need a striker. They need a left back.
No, nobody's saying that anymore.
I mean, well, listen. I'm not speaking for the fan
What
base.
you've got at the moment in 2 to 3 years.
I believe Jackson can develop. Yes.
If you didn't add any player, that can win the league.
We've got players out on loan like Angelo Gabriel, a young Ecuadorian superstar in a couple of years that will be joining us. There's young players there that could develop into players like maybe Jesus' level. Like, you guys are in a title race. When we looked at the start of Arsenal's project, no one would have assumed that team would have been in a title race. You can overachieve. You can develop players and put them in positions where Mudryk could be Martinelli, etc. Cole Palmer could be Odegaard. Like, it seems crazy now because the development hasn't taken place. Yeah. But if these players are to get that confidence with Pochettino and to kick on, that can be the case for them. So
let me jump in.
I believe in that team.
Let me jump in and actually help Arsenal a little bit here. Because we keep focusing it from the Chelsea perspective, the billion spent, where you're on the table, whatever. And you guys mentioned the title race. I'd argue, though, that Arsenal's good work has alleviated some of the pressure going into this game. That doesn't mean we shouldn't expect to win. That doesn't mean there shouldn't be pressure. But if you think about it, this will be our 9th game. We've had Goodison away. We've had Goodison obviously away. Everton away at Goodison. United at home. Tottenham at home. City at home. And this will be Chelsea away. If we draw this game, City, Tottenham probably win theirs. Level on points for City. 2 off top. That is not a bad return in your first 9. I don't think Arsenal have to win this to stay on course for what they need to do.
I thought he was unbiased.
No, but he's right. We don't have to win. I'm kind of agreeing.
It's not title winning mentality.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm kind of agreeing.
He's got title winning mentality. You have not.
I'm kind of agreeing with both, right? Because in that, a draw wouldn't be the worst. But I'm with Laurie that the expectation from every Arsenal fan that I've spoken to is that we're...
Yeah, this is not
London is red.
I lied to all. AFTV store. Go check it out. London is red tops. We're selling in lots of different colours.
Shameless.
But the expectation from every Arsenal fan is that we will go and win because we've got a great record there. We're playing well. We're unbeaten this season. We haven't lost a game. Our best performances this season have actually been away from home. We play really, really well away from home. Away from home in the league, we haven't conceded a goal yet. You know what I mean? So, of course, our expectations are high. I'm just saying that for the position that you guys are in, you've had a couple of wins, but you haven't really had that big statement.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Win yet. And that would be, if you was able to beat Arsenal, that would be it for you. So it'd be major. If we beat Chelsea, as ridiculous as this sounds, there's going to be a lot of people, on the Sunday morning saying, well, yeah, he's supposed to. Chelsea, they're not saying nothing at the moment. Look at the teams they've lost. I'm just being. That's the facts at the moment. I know obviously that Chelsea have top players, and it's Chelsea, and it's going to Stamford Bridge, and it's never easy there, no matter what. But the expectations is purely on Arsenal to win the game. But I'm saying for you guys, when are you going to win a big? You got to win.
Well, listen, we do need
games coming up to
yeah,
try.
we do. We've got a crazy run. We've now got Arsenal, Spurs, City all in one go, and United as well coming up. It is a big run.
That's another reason why you lot need to get off to.
But I do believe.
That's a good point.
I do believe the pressure is just more on you guys to win this because had we have had this conversation, let's just say a month ago, I would have said you don't even need to worry going into it. I do think your team are going to be slightly worried because we've just started to score goals and we're not just winning by 1-0. We're firing goals.
No, there's no doubt your form is your trajectory is.
But that's what I mean. So
that's Burnley,
so we're
Sophie.
now sort of on the up and we are playing at home.
Sophie, Burnley.
Huh? Doesn't matter.
Burnley.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, they're 3 on the bounce.
It doesn't matter. Like we've just turned a corner, and that's not where you want to be.
I know that, but you're talking about scoring.
Yeah, but
you're not going to put 4 past us.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. So the pressure is going to be more on you guys to win because number one, like we've said before, you are title contenders. We are not. Secondly, your boys are going to feel a lot more pressure because you're catching us and you're playing us at a time period where we've just started to come on the up. So, and confidence is a major thing, and nerves in these big games. And this is a big game, no matter which way you look at it.
Yeah.
For me, if I was in a title race with treble winning Man City, 5 out of the last 6 Prems, I wouldn't want to be neck and neck throughout the season.
Don't worry about us.
I don't know about you guys,
no, but you don't need to worry
I want
about
a little
us.
bit of a points gap.
Don't worry about
this
us.
whole we can afford to drop points and just be involved.
No. Listen, you don't worry.
Last season you had an unprecedented
about your
gap
own
at the top and you let it slip.
worry
So you might
about
want to
your
build
own.
that up again.
Can I
I
just
feel
worry about
like
your
Bobby
own.
is
Gets a
doing
bit
some
nervy at
reverse
the end of the
Can I just
season.
say it?
Go on, Laurie.
With
Final
respect, I'm going to... It's not so much that I'm disagreeing with Robbie, but I just view it slightly differently. I think that we should adopt the mentality monster
Yeah.
approach,
Yes.
which is to.
Do you think Pep's
Well,
going
hang
into
on.
all his
What I'm gonna
games
say
thinking doesn't matter if
I'm
we
not
don't
gonna lie,
lose?
yeah,
No, but I never said that. I never said it doesn't matter.
That's what I was going to say. If I could finish, that's what I was going to say. We should embrace the fact that we're favourites to win.
Of course.
We should go to Chelsea with that pressure and say, you know what, regardless of the pressure, Chelsea are there to be beaten. We're going to beat them. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to win the title, winning away at Chelsea, those are the types of games you have to come through and win. So I've got no problem with people saying the pressure.
We used to do it at the Emirates.
Yeah.
I feel.
But Rob, that would be like Pep saying, doesn't matter that we lost against Wolves. He ain't saying that. He's furious, and that's how you should be. That's how your mindset should be.
I already said earlier, every Arsenal fan's expectations that we win that game because we've got a great record there. We've beaten you last year, the year before. You know, I mean, you haven't beaten us for a while. If you've been,
No,
I
the
think
last
it was
time
when you beat us at the Emirates when
with
Lukaku scored.
with Tammy Abraham. That's the last game.
Lukaku. Remember Lukaku?
Oh,
well,
yeah,
that's the
of
last
course,
game
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
at.
Under
Tammy
two.
Abraham won.
So, the confidence is high going into it. Obviously, it's a difficult game, but the confidence is high going into it. I'm just saying, the question was, who needs it more? If we didn't win, it's not terminal. I do believe, especially when I look at the run you guys
No,
are
but you
going
said
into.
that they need it more.
Yeah, I think they need it, but when you look at
we need it more.
When you look
If we draw, I
when
don't
you
think
look
it's
at the
terminal
run,
either.
not draw. If you were to lose that game and you look at the run you've got coming up, suppose then who've you got after us?
I would never
Who've
say
you got after us? And it's City.
Spurs.
no, but Brentford.
Oh, Brentford.
Yeah,
then
you got
Spurs.
Brentford, then you got Tottenham,
Then Spurs, yeah.
Then you got Man City. Then is it
Brighton as well are in there. United.
Hey,
But
right?
but
So that's a tough run of games, man.
As Mourinho said, we cannot lose. We cannot lose. But you cannot lose either. So no one can lose. No,
Your
one wants to
expectations-
lose.
I get it.
No one can
Your
lose.
No one
expectations-
wants to lose.
No one can lose
wants
a
to
London
lose.
Well,
derby.
listen, we're going to start with beating you, and we'll go from there.
Let's come to conclusion.
I never
So
heard
for you-
you're going to start by beating who?
We're going to start by beating you,
Yeah,
and then we're going to go from there.
yeah, you reckon?
100%, yeah. I've got good
100%.
feelings. I've got good. I'm attracting the good energies. I'm manifesting.
So why can't we finish top 5 then? If
And
you think we're gonna beat them?
your negative energy on the
My-
fact that
my-
you
my
don't
energy's
think
very
your team
positive.
needs it more than us.
My energy
It's
is
going
very
to affect
positive.
the players
You're-
on Saturday.
You lot got the
And I'll be
negative
there at
energy.
5:30.
You lot are coming here.
I'll be there at 5:30.
Listen, you guys coming
Listen.
here. First thing you started talking about injuries.
Yeah, because
Right,
it's factually
that's
what
to me.
is-
That's to me showing negative, right?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's
context.
fact.
We're positive. We're
context.
positive. We had the last game. We got injuries.
No.
We still went into the game.
All right, let me
positive.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a
We've
question.
got to wrap up.
If Chelsea were to win this game, even though they're at home,
Yeah.
the vast
does it
majority
mean?
of people, including yourselves, would
Yep.
see it as an upset, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
It would
To
be
you guys,
a
yeah.
slight.
No,
yeah, it would be a
even
slight
you,
upset.
be honest.
It would be a slight
Because
upset.
Arsenal going
We're not
into that game
favourites.
expecting to
Yeah,
win.
you guys are favourites, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying.
So Laurie thinks that Arsenal need it more. That
I
Arsenal need to win
absolutely
more.
do.
You
Because I
two
think
Arsenal need it
if
more.
Chelsea
Yeah.
lose it, there's a get out for them. They can say, listen, we're rebuilding, the project's still early.
But can,
Laurie.
Yeah.
If they lose to us, and then with the run of games they got coming up, it could be relegation.
Oh, stop it! No, it's not
relegation.
going to happen. We've
No,
just
no,
started.
no,
We've
I'm
just
not-
started scoring
you
goals.
think
I'm not
Chelsea
saying.
need
I'm
it
not
more.
saying. I'm not saying they're going to get relegated, but you're starting to look at a run of games where you're like, hey, when's the next point coming from?
nah.
I reckon we can get
Yeah.
a fair few points out of those games.
Brent-
United will
Brentford and
be.
Brighton are at home.
Brentford will be.
Where you got United away?
Yeah, Spurs
But
we're going to beat.
United away is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
If you lose
I
to us,
refuse to
let's
lose
be
against
honest,
them.
the narrative will be from Chelsea fans, well, you know what, depending on how you play, of course.
Depending on how
I
you
don't- I
play.
think
If
I'll
you
be
get
furious.
smoked, no, hold on. If they get smoked, then obviously
Yeah, of
that's
course.
concerning.
All right.
But if it's a keenly contested game and you come up short, the narrative from Chelsea fans will be, well, you know, Arsenal challenge for the title. We still want to rebuild.
Whoever loses is going to
Yeah.
be.
No, but
it's gonna-
the
yeah.
narrative for us is going to be,
Meltdown.
boy, how can we lose out
Lose
to
to
Chelsea
them.
after
Yeah, that's
having
true.
beaten City the week before?
All right. Well, let us know in the comment section below. 3 of the 5, I'm including myself in this as well. 3 of the 5 think that the pressure is on Arsenal and Arsenal need the win more. Let us know what you think. Is it title chasing Arsenal? Is it second place Arsenal? Or is it £1 billion 11th place Chelsea?
You are
Who
rude.
needs to
Wow,
win more?
you.
This is just bias.
can't be
Remember,
hosting.
your London is red merch. You can find the link in the description below. And of course, go check out all the amazing content that's coming out, not just on this channel, but on all your amazing channels as well. The Trophy Show with Troops as
The
well.
Trophy Show with Troops. Yep, that's Mondays and Fridays.
And Matisse Armani
Yes.
YouTube channel. Go check it all out, and you can see everyone on DR Sports as well. Big thanks to Laurie and Robbie. Let us know in the comment section below who needs the win more, and check out part 2 that is coming very, very soon as well. Catch you in a bit.